This is a paid program. JJ Publicidad, EMR, and its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guest.
Ang buhay, buhay, buhay sa Amerika. Mabubuhay ka sa Amerika kahit mahirap ka ha. Basta't kasama mo, kababayan mo, maligaya ka na dito sa Amerika. Sa buhay-buhay sa Amerika.
Uy mga kababayan, kapuso at kapamilya, oras na para magsama-sama tayo para sa isang oras na kwentuhan na magbibigay ng aral at inspirasyon. Dito lang sa ating programang Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika ni Rhea Luz.
2017, when I became the Women's Federation for World Peace of Arizona chairwoman, I had a chance to be invited by many Latina Entre Mujeres radio hosts to promote our 25th anniversary in the Valley. And because of their invitation, it ignited my childhood dream to be a radio host. My name is Rhea Luz, and I am the host and founder of Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika. It is a show that brings stories of our Filipino kababayan, bringing the inspiration of their life stories, promoting the values of being a Filipino and how the challenges that we face here in America have shaped us to who we are today. We bring everyone in the community that wanted to bring their stories. Those stories can bring inspiration to others. Their challenges and the adversities that they have overcome will inspire those who are going through those same adversities. In 2016, was diagnosed with breast cancer. That challenge was able to ignite my drive that before I die, I wanted to create something that can inspire others. I lost my breast, but I found my voice through Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika radio show. Using my voice and using others and their stories to bring voice to our community so we can all be lifted up.
Welcome to Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika. This is Rhea Luz and Happy Women's Month. As you can see, those clips of videos are actually made and by our two amazing guests today, the Talako Creative. Thank you, Nina and Erica, for that beautiful video. And also, we want to recognize and thank our honorable Hong Kong Jenny for highlighting Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika. And thank you so much for this opportunity to be highlighted by our honorary consul, Jenny Hobihanko. Thank you so much. So today's episode, I am so excited because I am surrounded not just by beauty, but with women, with advocacies and amazing achievements. So let's start. First, I have to thank our sponsor of today's show, Ms. Risa Varela of You Are Amazing Products. Look at this gorgeous models I have here. You are amazing. Thank you so much, Riza Varela of You Are Amazing, the founder of You Are Amazing Enterprise. And this great co-host and guests today are already showcasing these products. Also, I wanted to recognize first my beautiful co-host. She is bright as her name, and she is the reigning Miss Philippines Philippines Tourism USA.
Yes, hi!
2025.
Yes.
Miss Sol Aquino Tinio.
Oh, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Ate Ria Luz, for having me on your amazing podcast and show. My name is Sol Aquino Tinio. I have won Miss Philippines USA Tourism and Miss Philippines USA First Runner-Up. And Miss Ria Luz over here asked me if I wanted to co-host on this amazing topic, which is basically highlighting women
The next
generation of women leaders.
And
And-
this is what we got.
Yes, we are so excited to have our guest today.
Thank
Please,
for having us.
Yes, don't forget to like and subscribe. Go ahead and go on Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika on Facebook and Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika on YouTube.
And Ente Mujeres Radio.
And Entra Mujeres Radio, please.
Yes.
And you guys could go ahead and add comments. We'll be able to see them live.
And we will read them while we are on our live show. So thank you so much, Sol, for accepting this job and for joining us and being the next generation of women leaders. So I know you're all excited just like me. So I'll first introduce this amazing leader that I knew. I see her grow. And I have worked with her for more than 8 years. And I have seen this president of the Arizona Asian American Association, from a beauty queen to now the president. Miss Asia Espiritu Dising, welcome
Hello!
back.
Kamusta po kayong lahat?
Yes. Welcome back to the show, Asia.
Yes, can you believe it's been 8 years?
Yes, and you are not just the president of 4As, but you're also part of Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika.
Yes.
Yes.
It's great to be back. Thank you for having us again.
Thank you so much. And Sol, introduce the next one.
Absolutely. I would love to introduce Miss Suzanne Kennedy. She is the 4A's Board of Director. And also, we went to high school together.
Ooh.
So it's really, really cool to be in the same room together years later.
I know. It's absolutely insane, but I think God has a plan for bringing us together here to ensure that we embrace our culture, our heritage, and just women empowerment in general. I am so honored to be here. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me here.
Well, thank you so much, Suzanne. It took 8 years to get her on the show. I was thinking it took an act of the president of 4As to bring our Miss Suzanne Kennedy to be on the show. She traveled the world. And I'm so glad that you can come to our show today.
I'm so honored.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. So she has so much to say. So make sure you write down your comments and ask in your comments about this amazing women leaders. So the next one, these two, I have been seeing them many times in our community because they are all over the valley. The amazing thing about this too, saw them at the when you got recognized at the Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce luminaries as the upcoming new leaders and entrepreneurs. In fact, they are the Forbes Under 30 recipient of 2026. They are brand, digital marketing and branding experts. As you could see on those videos that they have created in the beginning of the show, these two are the one who made those videos. And congratulations, Nina Cedro and Erika Kasuko of Talako Creative. Welcome.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here. Salamat po sa Ate Ria for having us as a AAPI-owned, woman-owned business. We really want to inspire others and also just have this responsibility of having represention in this industry and just in general. So we're excited to be here today.
Yes. Nina, say a few words.
Erica?
Erica, yes.
This is mixed us up.
Yeah, really excited to be here. I love being surrounded by women and having just open conversation and hearing everybody's perspective, and for all of us to be able to, one, be representation, but also inspire the younger generation is one of our loves, like our core values, a passion of mine specifically too. So just really excited to be here today.
Yes, and I was stalking there's the Talako Creative in Instagram, LinkedIn, and on Facebook. So I actually stalked your Facebook today and found out you have so much similarities to each other. Like we just learned both Suzanne and our Miss Sol are both school
High school.
leaders, high school leaders, starting from high school.
Yeah, we were in student government together.
we were.
The smallest we like planned proms and what else did we plan? Like a bunch of
There was a
things.
bunch of like football events,
Yeah.
and Sol was actually a cheerleader.
Yeah,
I was a cheerleader, yeah.
She has always been the hype queen, and she's always bringing the sun out, even in the sunny states. So we love Sol.
Well done.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. We can see the similarities, and that's why I put them together, because they are 30s and under, next generation of leaders. And Erica and Asia, you both, and Nina, you both dances. There's amazing. I don't have any talent on those, but you got the similarities.
Maybe we could teach you.
Yeah,
Maybe we could do like a TikTok dance
I'll be
together.
the one to
Line dancing counts, Tita.
Yes.
It counts.
I do this. Well, so much to learn from you. So tell us your story. First, I want to ask Asia. Asia, I just shared the summary. So how did you become, I know you volunteered so many years.
I know.
And now the president. How did it happen?
Yes, actually, I got voted into the position once the elders actually left. So we were given this position and platform, so we wanted to start continuing to promote community, cultural diversity, and collaboration. So a little bit about the Arizona
Yes,
Asian American
tell us.
Association is that we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we have been here since 1988, so before I was even born. And we are home to the Arizona Asian Festival. We are actually celebrating our 26th year this year. So we're going to do that festival at the Desert Diamond Casino. And we are made up of around 22 plus Asian cultures and counting, and other cultures besides Asian American cultures as well. Oh, Suzanne
Yes.
has the flyer up over here. And we want to continue to bridge the gap between tradition and modern day, so that, more people would like to step up into leadership roles. So.
Yes, and the best thing is, when the younger generation are leading, you get your generation and even the younger
little bit
generation.
of all
So
of everyone.
wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Suzanne.
There's a lot of us.
I know, it's okay.
Get a name tag next time.
It's okay.
I know that you have been part of this 4As for a long time as well. So how did you get in touch with Asia as the board of director? Let's start from that.
Actually, the start of our involvement in the community in 4A was actually based off of our friendship. We competed in two different Miss Philippines pageants. One was the local Miss Teen Philippines Arizona pageant, and she actually competed in the Miss Asia Arizona pageant. So around this time, 12 years ago, we had won both of our titles within the same year, and as we went to major events within the Filipino community, we just got together and attended a bunch of different fashion shows, events, performances. She would dance, I would sing, so we would
Yes.
have like our own little
Choreographed
duo, exactly. And it really started then. And when we got more and more involved in the community, one of the events that we participated in was the 4A International World Fashion Show. And back then there was just a little inkling of it. It's not as crazy and as big as it was today, but really that's where we started, and that's where I began my participation in 4A. But my service, my outreach, my involvement in the Filipino community has actually started way back then. So
Yes.
and I
With
have
your
to,
mom.
with my mom,
Yes.
exactly. And just to summarize that a bit is, when we first came here to America, my dad petitioned us. So I have an American father, and he married my mother. So when he petitioned us over here, there was a lack of Filipino-American marriage groups. And because of that, my dad and my mom were like, we need to get connected. We need to stay in touch with our community, with our people, with people that's like-minded with us. And so eventually they created a group in the early 2000s. It's called FAMAZ now, and then later another group called Fast of AZ. It's all Filipino-American marriage based.
Yes.
And if you are Phil-Am, if you are full but you have an American father, an American mom, or mixed, I truly believe the involvement in those organizations, even though sometimes they can be a little bit cringe, they really help support and encourage you to embrace your culture and your heritage. So overall, over time, I began to get more involved and become a participant and volunteer with Asia and many other organizations.
Yes.
And then eventually now she's president. So, and I'm just a board of a director because I'm just,
Not just.
No, not
That's
just.
so amazing.
Especially if you will talk about later about what you're doing now. So thank you so much, Suzanne.
Of course,
so
no
beautiful. And do you have any question to this amazing two friends who are now?
I recently met Nina and Erica like a couple months ago just doing Filipino events, and they're just like so amazing and authentic to what they do. And I just want to give you guys a shout out. First of all, today was my first time learning about the Forbes Under 30 local. So I think like,
Yes.
wow, I feel like I'm stunned right now.
Yes.
So I just want to say congratulations to that. And also like, I would love to know how you guys started. You know?
Yes.
So I guess we'll go a little bit into just a background of ourselves. We're both transplants to Arizona. So I'm from Michigan, Erica's from North Idaho, and we both were in traditional career pathways prior to starting this business together. And I just left my job at Tesla in the fall of 2024. I was with them for about 8 years, and I was in this constant job search and feeling like, I have this education, I have all this experience, like why can I not land anything? I was getting very, very frustrated. At the time, Erica and I actually met through dance, and we were able to, she was freelancing at the time, doing marketing for local businesses, and she had just ended a contract and was like, I really want to go out and try to get more accounts. And it was very casual. I started assisting her in her dance brand at the time, and I ended up we were just casually talking about what she would like to do with acquiring more accounts. And when it was just a casual back and forth conversation, the next day she went out prospecting and was like, we should do something about this. This is a market that is like, there's a gap in this particular market, in this particular niche. And it was like a FaceTime call that was just, okay, what do you want to do? Should we just start an agency? Should we start a firm? And it was like, yeah. And within half an hour we bought an LLC and filed with the ACC, and it was super organic and like on the fly. And it kind of, we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary, and I can't believe like all of this happened just a year
Happy
ago.
1 year.
That's amazing. Happy 1
So
year.
how do you feel, Erica, now that you have, in less than 1 year, you have 2
Yeah,
awards?
I think
Yes, those are their non-stop Nina and
my
Pero
dance brand as
Nani.
well. I think it has been kind of insane, but I'm also not surprised because the way, like, like she said, it came about really natural, and we both kind of had this mindset of like, yeah, we can do it. Why not? Why wouldn't we be able to?
Yeah.
And we take that into everything that we do, and just continue to, even things that maybe we were like, well, we've never done it before. Everything, honestly, we had never done before. Like really starting the business. Okay, contracts. Okay, pitch decks, like how we're always refining our pitches and everything. So it just came really naturally. The progression also came naturally because I think of what we believed in ourselves and then the work we put behind it. So really, really proud of us. And sometimes I'm still surprised, but then when I reground myself, I'm like, no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You deserve
you work
that.
hard.
Yes, yes.
I can learn from both of this too, because Buhay-Buhay America is 8 years and I'm still in this level, but this too has been growing so fast with 15 clients already. Wow,
that's amazing, you
And
guys.
of course, you got the best client in town, our honorary consul, Jenny Hobihanko.
Yes, we love working with
Yes.
Jenny
And
also
Dr. Joe Pro.
Yes, and Dr. Joe Pro from
Yes.
Discover Vein and Vascular.
Great.
Yes.
Yes, I think too, when we first started, because we're Asian American and women, we wanted, that was our niche, which it still is. We really focus on small business, family owned, women owned, and minority owned, because we can connect so well to it. And with our specialty being storytelling, that's also our favorite part, is really hearing everybody's story and just being able to visually express it.
That's wonderful. You gave us so much inspiration, because I know this, being a business owner and also leaders at this time, is not easy. So especially for I would say I'll start with Miss Asia, because her organization is deeply rooted in old cultures. So I wanted to ask you what challenges you have overcome as you started this path.
What challenges?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Just
So
one.
many. One? Okay. Actually, when I was when I was elected as president, it all kind of fell apart before it came together, because everyone has different types of leadership styles, so you can't really control that, and you have to, lend an ear to everyone and see it from everyone's perspective. So for me, it was finding the right team and the right energy for everyone to come together and rebuild from the bottom up, so that we can, be more cohesive together. Yes.
And I see you have the beauty queens of all the traditions. So we
Yes,
got-
not just that, but just different kinds of cultures in our community, not just Asian Americans, but also, Palestinian, Pakistan, Lebanon, all that stuff. So we can all learn from one another.
Yes, and I like that you all come from most similar experiences as beauty queens. And you always have the platform to help others. And now you got Miss Monica Agustin
Oh, yes.
and Miss
Sorry,
Lizelle.
she wasn't able to make it today, but-
I'm sorry that we could not have them. I've been asking them many times too. But
I feel like
maybe
just-
it will take another 8 years. Like Suzanne.
Hopefully not.
if Buhay-Buhay America is still here,
Oh, no.
8 years,
You'll be here. She'll be here. Don't say that type of thing. Yeah.
What I do love about your platform is that you gather people together, and people, and I think you have a pretty good read on chemistry too. Like people
Like,
that are
how did you-
yeah, and I think this is just such a powerful platform that you have, and I totally see it just keep going up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Please don't downplay your success. We think it's
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, don't
you.
downplay it.
Thank you. This is something we all have. What do you call this? Imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
I think we can all
my
agree
God,
on
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's talk about that imposter syndrome is in the house. Should not be in the house, because you are all powerful and accomplished women. So
Yeah.
maybe let's start with that imposter syndrome, so others can learn from.
Yeah, sure. I'll give a brief of my career right now.
Yes.
I actually through the volunteerism, through the involvement in the Asian American community, through so many different events in the Filipino community in general, it really helped me discover the variety of cultures, not just within the Filipino community, but everywhere else. And I truly fell in love with outreach, with giving, with traveling, with business, with entrepreneurship through my involvement with the Filipino community and Asian American community. And it really led me, particularly one point when I used to go to the Philippines all the time with my mom, is, and you can probably relate too, as when we go back, we see the underprivileged in a way where, you know, they have so much potential,
Yes.
yet they don't have the resources,
Yes.
nor the funds, nor the support from the people around them
Yes.
to uplift them and put them to a level where they need to be.
Yeah.
And I look back at that and I think, you know, there comes a time where if I have the ability, if I have the funds, if I'm in a fortunate and in a privileged state, why not give back?
Right.
And so it led to a lot of humanitarian efforts. Back in the Philippines, we would do feedings, we would do backpack drives, school drives, all of that.
Yeah.
And it just, not only did it make my heart happy, but seeing these kids get inspired,
Yes. Yes.
become so happy
Yes.
with the opportunity to even
Get
be
those-
recognized, you know?
Absolutely.
And so a lot of this was ingrained in me, and I really wanted to go into a path in my career where I wanted to not just be international, but to give back. And one of the paths that I did end up taking was international business and global management. I studied at ASU and graduated in 3 years, and shortly after that I began my career at Honeywell. And Honeywell is an aerospace industry. So
Amazing.
women in STEM, women in STEM,
baby.
mainly the only woman in her roles. I've been at Honeywell for the last 6 years, and I can tell you that not only being a woman is it a difficult, challenging experience in a male-dominated, male-centric leadership environment, but being an Asian American woman. And I'm sure you understand. Everybody that has been in a position where you are a minority in an area where it's mostly male centric, you don't really have that voice.
Yeah.
And so I truly made myself and had to experience some of my highs and my lows throughout my career, and realized, you know, nobody is going to step up for me the way I'm going to step up for myself.
Yeah.
And in order to do so, that's the energy that I had to put through year over year over year. And I understand with you and Tesla, there is, I applied to Tesla too, so I completely get it. It's not friendly. The environment is wicked. It is toxic, and if you don't have the right mentors around you, who's going to encourage you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you got to do that yourself. That's why you went and stepped out of that corporate energy, and you started your own business. You had that dream.
Yeah.
You had that energy. And although I didn't step out, there were times that I did. The lowest of lows during my career really pushed me to be where I wanted to be today.
Yeah.
And now I'm a senior program manager managing an all-male team.
Wow. You go, girl.
Czech Republic. So she's a little international.
I love it.
But this is what I want to see with our next generation,
Yeah,
right?
great.
We are the bridge to that.
Absolutely.
And we are the ones that will continue to encourage people, not just here, but abroad, especially within our local communities, and people that are living in the province who probably dream of doing something like
Right.
this, but they don't see the same person. They don't see
Yeah.
the same skin color. They don't
Yes.
see
Oh
the
my
same
gosh,
face.
yeah.
And I think what we're doing is just spectacular.
Yes.
Yeah.
I truly embrace it. I want us to continue feeling like we have that empowerment, and I'm very proud of everybody on
yeah.
this
Thank
team.
you so much,
Yeah.
Suzanne, we can, all of us knows and experience similar experiences.
Oh, yeah.
So for those of you who experience and wish you something, or dreaming of something big, look at Suzanne. You too can be able to make that possible. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you.
How about, let's start with Erica first.
Yeah, so I feel as if, maybe this personal opinion or experience, but there's different layers to imposter syndrome. When I was living back in Washington, I grew up in North Idaho, but Washington is our border, so I used to live there before I moved here. It's also a part of like my journey in getting here is I wanted to go into marketing. I got my business associates. I was gonna pursue marketing, but then I used to believe I was not creative. So I was thinking, how can I be in marketing if I'm not creative? How am I gonna come up with these ideas? So I ended up not finishing school because I was paying out of pocket. So when I moved here, and dance actually is what I got into, and it flourished so much different creativity. And I only started dancing about 5 years ago this year it will be. And being able to create a brand and be teaching over the last 2 years and building a large community over this, and people where I feel like they have come and it's changed their lives, I think I have dealt with. And then also our business, there's so much imposter syndrome of, am I even qualified to be here? All of these things, but that little bit I think is okay. That little bit I think is okay, then are you doing enough work? Are you doing, how am I going to be the best teacher? How am I going to be the best leader? How can I build this business the right way? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like learning how to get this done in the right way. If I don't know how to do something, am I learning how to do it? I am not faking it till I'm making it. I am building a mindset that we are women and we are able and we can do anything we put our minds to if we put the work behind it. So there's not an imposter syndrome of, oh, am I able to be here? Am I allowed to be here? Am I like qualified enough? I know I'm qualified enough, and I know if I don't know what it is, I will figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
But the imposter syndrome, that is a little bit there when you're standing on stage, when I'm here at this podcast and I'm speaking, can I really inspire? Can I do these things? It's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that little bit will always be there, and you cannot expect it to go away.
Yeah, right.
It will always be there no matter what you do, but there has to be this confidence and this mindset in yourself of like, I've done the work. I deserve to be here, and I know I deserve to be here. I can be scared, but I will move with fear.
Yes.
Exactly.
See, that's why these are the truly generation of the next generation of women leaders. It was heavenly, divinely
orchestrated. Definitely divinely orchestrated. It's like, it's really an honor to like be surrounded by such women with such strong mindsets and who are go-getters. You know what I mean? Like it is so, it's wild too. It's another thing that's divinely orchestrated is that I literally prayed for this. I was like crying in my car and I was like, Lord, like I just want to be surrounded by women who are like in their personal calling. You know, like doing what is like meaningful to them. Because I'm a huge believer that when you are doing what's meaningful and impactful to you, it becomes meaningful and impactful to your community, to your family, to your friends. And then you start to create this ripple effect that creates a better, more harmonious, more purposeful, more meaningful world, right?
Yes.
So, anyways, back to you, Nina.
Still on the topic of imposter syndrome, I actually had a very
It's okay.
We're still good. I have a very similar background to you, Suzanne. Suzanne, so sorry. I grew up, like both of you, in the Filipino community. My family was very involved. Back in Michigan, we had a Paaralang Filipino, where we had a Filipino community center. We were very involved. I was going there since elementary school, and that I think fueled my passion of wanting to stay connected to not only like the Filipino-American community, but the Asian American community. I had gotten to college, and I didn't have a Filipino-American student group at the time, and decided to make my own. I had gone to the Midwest Association of Filipino-Americans, serving on their board, and then kind of going, if you guys are familiar with NAFA, like going into their youth group on a national basis. And it kind of just kept fueling this sense of leadership. And at the time, I started with Tesla when I was 18, turning 19. And I remember all of the interview questions. I couldn't help but keep going back to my leadership in the community. And I think one of the biggest learnings for really young leaders is using your community work and applying it to your professional work. Because what do you mean it's not applicable when you're organizing a 2,000 person event?
Correct.
That is event management. What do you mean that you're organizing an entire conference? That's program management when you're doing programming for a 3-4 day conference. Those are all things that are applicable to what you do in work, and that can be that's your case study. That is your prime example. And I feel like students and young leaders don't think that it can be applied because it has to be so compartmentalized when it could really be used to your advantage. And I think I had become one of the youngest managers at Tesla at the time, being like 20 years old, but the reason why I got it over the folks that I was able to interview against was because of the fact that I had all these examples of leading teams, of leading groups of people across multiple states, across multiple cities, and they don't have to be two separate things. They can very much so intersect, and I feel like that was really what taught me to be a leader. I was able to develop that in a professional sense, and then it really fill my cup as well, because I think I was getting so drained and so imposter syndrome wise. I was like this triple negative. Is what I used to call it. I was typically in a male dominated field for the tech automotive industry. I was typically always the youngest in the room. I was also pretty much the only woman in every room. And then on top of that, I'm a minority. And I was typically the only one that wasn't white. And so it was always feeling this weird displacement. And I was always questioning myself oh my gosh, should I even be here? Why am I even trying? And it finally clicks to you one day where it's I'll use this example. We all had to, I got pushed into the service side of the business outside of going from sales. And one of the exercises we needed to do was change the tires on all the cars, and me with my lash extensions and my heels and my nails, and I'm what do I look? I'm just a girl, and that's what everybody saw me as, right? It's what is this young girl gonna do? How is she gonna? She's never fixed a car before. What do you mean? And that's how I felt everyone saw me and how I was treated in most of those spaces. And then I'm gonna it clicked to me in that day of no, I'm gonna learn how to do this. I'm gonna take my top technician. I'm going to watch him do 4 sets of tires. I'm going to have him monitor me. And I set my phone up and did a time lapse, and I sent it to that group chat of all male leaders. I'm yeah, it's done. Check the box. If you want to keep my name out of your mouth. That energy, right? Because I can
do it.
Yes, and it goes
watch me.
Exactly. And it goes back to what Erica was saying of whenever you just put your mind to something guys, I was never meant to be a mechanic. I really wasn't. I was never meant to fix cars. But if I'm gonna say that I'm gonna learn to do something, if you really put your mind to it and you want to put the work behind it, we can really accomplish anything. So 100%. That imposter syndrome is it's gonna be there, and I really don't think it goes away 100%. There's always it's gonna be there in the back of your mind a bit, but finding ways to fill your cup and also bring yourself back home. On top of maybe this pressure of work or pressure of society, I've found ways to do that, joining the dance community again, falling back in love with passions. I'm also a director of a nonprofit called the Puso Foundation, and we do disaster relief and back home in the Philippines and 8 other countries. But doing that alongside these things that were kind of draining me, helped me in those situations to really balance out and come back home to myself.
Absolutely.
I would definitely recommend that folks find what that is for them, no matter what it is.
Yes, and I loved what you mentioned earlier. You thought of it as negative, being young Asian woman and young Asian female women. And then you make it now as a trifecta.
Powerful. I think one thing that I really loved in our conversations and all of your guys' experience is we have all faced fear head on in different aspects
Right.
of our life. And I am so impressed and so proud to see that we have pushed forward and use fear as our own way to step up
Forward,
and
yeah.
step forward.
yeah.
So I truly admire
That's
that
so
within all of us.
Yeah, we
See,
become
this is
so-
I'm
really
so
the
inspired
divine.
right now, yeah.
Initially, I planned to separate both of you, but I think it was even a
This
better
was
show.
a good idea.
The vision to bring us all together is literally so brilliant.
Thank you.
Yes.
And you all were mentioning about your amazing work in the community even before becoming the leaders. And Sol here is very humble. She owns she founded
yeah.
the Heart of Soul Foundation, which are all similar
Yeah.
to what you do.
No,
So
exactly.
going back there,
Yeah,
Sol, tell
sure.
us about that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So you guys, I have imposter syndrome literally every day. When I wake up, I'm like, God, I'm literally just an ordinary girl. Like,
No, you're not.
And I see but like, I feel it. I'm just we're like, yeah, right? Like we're humans and we have big dreams and all of that. And every day, God like kind of reminds me of like the visions I have in my life. And I'm like, God, I have no idea how I'm going to do that because I literally am just just a girl, like your daughter, So anyways, last year I like to call it, I got activated, basically, which means I surrendered. Oh, hello. Which means I surrendered. I was like, everything I've ever pushed forward for in my life has never really blossomed. Like I moved to LA and I couldn't find my community out there. I moved out there for acting and film and storytelling, right? We Filipinos love storytelling. But I moved out, I got casted in a musical, I danced for it, and I did some acting in it, and it was really fun. It was like an original film. But anyways, I lived there for 3 years and nothing really came from it, I guess. And so I moved back home. My mom was like, hey girl, you're getting kicked off the benefits. Like you need insurance.
Real.
And so I was like, okay, I did my shot, I did it. I'll apply at everything. So I applied at literally so many different corporate jobs. I applied at American Airlines as a flight attendant. I never ever thought I'd be a flight attendant, but that was the only job that wanted to interview me. So I was like, sure, why not? I'll take anything at this point. So I am now a flight attendant with American Airlines. I was based in Dallas first. Now I'm back in Arizona. And then last year I got activated, basically surrendered. And I was like, Lord, I'll be your vessel. Let me do your work. And so I ended up coming across this ad on Instagram, and it was, you could become the next Miss Philippines USA. And I was like, you know what? And this is at the point in my life where I was literally I was scrolling and I was applying for anything and everything, such as, hey, you could win a Jeep, a pink Jeep. And I was like, sure, I'll put my email in there. Like, why not? Yeah. So I was like, and my best friend was like, just apply for anything and see what sticks. Because she's like somebody that attracts so many opportunities. And I was like, well, I want to know, how do you do it? She's like, literally, I just apply for everything. And I was like, all right, I'll take it. So I applied for Miss Philippines USA. I went on that journey just for fun. Literally, it was purely just for fun. I never thought or saw myself be a beauty queen at all. It was like, I thought,
got 2 titles.
I know, which is, I feel so honored and so blessed, this whole thing the whole pageant had made me realize, of my story, my family story, my story, and what I want to bring forward. How can I use my skills, my talents to serve others?
Yep.
I think that's the main thing that I really realized in this pageant. And my whole story, my whole advocacy was to empower the next generation of leaders. So anyways, winning these 2 times, I promised myself no matter if I won or not, I would open a nonprofit. And that nonprofit is Heart of Soul Foundation. Currently, so Heart of Soul Foundation, I opened it last August, and my whole mission is to empower the next generation to become leaders of a better world. And so how I do that is I focus on underprivileged communities in the Philippines, and like Suzanne, we give them educational resources, and we give them mentorship and scholarships, and just the empowerment, the very mindset I feel like is more powerful than a book, or like crayons or something. I think just speaking up there and being like, you know what, whatever dream that that you have in your heart, whatever vision you have, keep going. You know, that is put on your heart for a reason. And I'm like such a big believer that like when everybody is working towards their personal mission, we create a better, like, you know, it's a ripple effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a ripple effect, and you create a better world. And yeah, so
Wow.
yeah.
That's so empowering.
Oh,
Sol.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
I love
I'm so
what you-
passionate, so I'm so sorry.
No.
Over the mic.
We love it.
that when you talk about that, that's something, one, we tell our employees, I tell my students, really anyone around me, if they don't feel like they are purposeful in their life, then try things, try everything.
Yes.
Because the more, like, I think it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
The more you try things, and that's what I say about dance too, is like, or our employees, don't box yourself in because you're good at this thing. Do you feel passionate and purposeful and like in alignment when you're doing this? If not, like, what else can we explore? What do you want to try? Just try everything. And I would be interested, when you three, I guess, have been doing community work your whole life, or like starting very young, and the trajectory like makes sense, that you guys are in leadership roles, if you knew that this was always the path for you, or what kind of like
girl, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. I am not the way I am today because I was always this way.
Okay.
Yes, I was involved with the Filipino community and very similar backgrounds, right? However, I was very shy. I was very timid. You guys probably know, I had a very tiger mom. She was strict. She had expectations. She controlled every living thing that I did. And growing up with that, especially as an only child, is already difficult enough. And the other point of that is she was like my go-to, right? You know, I you know what, Punch the monkey?
Yeah.
I was Little Punch, and
my
she, my mom was the little toy.
doll.
Exactly. And growing up, she really instilled certain values to me. Very traditional. I came here from the Philippines when I was 5. I knew exactly what was happening in my life at a very young age. I knew that my dad petitioned me here. I knew that I was not a normal kid, and I'm sure you understand this too, because you also came here, right?
Yeah.
And you know, she had a fear that was projected onto her daughter, that things were gonna happen that happened to her to me, and it really made me this closed-in child, because she would tell me, "Don't do this, don't do that. You have to do this. You have to do that." I'm very grateful for
She becomes
where
that tiger mom.
where she led me to. You know, a tiger mom, you got to appreciate
Yes.
that she's always going to be there for her cub. But it also made me realize kind of what you were alluding to earlier, is that, you know, just because they're projecting doesn't mean that that's got to be you.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that you gotta be this controlling person, this person that is downplaying things and not encouraging yourself. And I think that's a lot of where our imposter syndrome essentially comes from, is our culture, right? We have this crab mentality where, ooh, that girl is not doing as great as that girl. Why are we continuing this discourse of encouraging that mindset and comparison?
Like competition.
It ends with us.
Oh my God, can I tell you guys?
It ends
It's
with
going
us.
to be another should be another episode. You have
Crab
so
mentality.
much amazing talent and wisdom.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about crab mentality, Asia.
Oh no, she was mentioning
But
about
I was just gonna let her know that you know, it led me to have a change of mindset.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, through the beauty pageant, actually, for myself as well, once I started exploring and dancing, singing, performing was my outlet.
Yeah.
Performing is our outlet, you know? Creativity.
take you anywhere.
And I love that we are continuing to stay creative, because, you know, growing up, that wasn't you're not supposed to be an actor. You're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be a nurse. You're supposed to be in medicine.
Real girl.
Exactly.
It's like not possible. Like,
Exactly.
A possibility at all.
Exactly. But now that we are in our grown age, we're women, we're doing all of this, I'm sure all of our parents are so proud of us.
Yeah, they are, girl.
Sometimes they don't tell us to our face, but
It's on Facebook.
They feel it.
They're thinking it.
you have to
Wait a
feel
second.
it.
They don't tell it in your face, but it's on Facebook all over.
They love Facebook, babe.
And then you're like, what?
I read it might be like the worst photo of you too, but they're probably
You're like this, you're looking down.
I'm so proud of my daughter.
It's not vocal, but it's online.
It's online.
Online for sure.
I can relate to your moms because I do the same.
Yes.
So this time I'm not just because my kids are not Facebook kids, but I send them a text how proud I am of them. So I hope they know that I'm proud of them. So this is going to be we need another series.
I like that topic. Yeah, I like that other topic as well.
We're just
the surface level.
Yeah, my gosh.
No.
And we
Tip of the
are
iceberg.
already almost running out of the show.
Oh, no.
So we got to ask Javier to show us the upcoming events, and then we can continue. But if Javier is not ready, I wanted to mention what you just said. Change of mindset and empowering the next generation of leaders. And I see so much collaboration in this room that I think truly what your creativity is going to bring us to the next level of next generation of leaders in our community. So Javier, play our video from beginning. Oh. Is that the one I have? Oh, what? No sound? Oh, so that's the upcoming Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce ceremonial turnover on April 1st, on April 11. Oh, it's okay. We will mention them again later, but such that becomes our commercial for now. So thank you, Javier. We'll go back to it later. But one more thing, because we are talking about these helicopter moms. But I'm sure one question that will inspire many generation. Who is the role model or a female role model that you have? Let's start with Asia.
Okay, I know this is cliche, but she's in the room with us. My mom. Sorry, hope this isn't cringe, but no, she's been my role model since I was a teenager. Since you've seen me, she's always. I've had the privilege of her being behind the scenes and always putting her best foot forward, always encouraging me to do, whatever I think of doing or pursue of doing. And I want to thank her today because she knows she's a baddie, but yes, a baddie raised a baddie, but yes, no, I wanted to, just give some appreciation to my mom, because she is always behind the scenes. She is always behind the scenes, like no matter what I do, no matter where I go, she's always there. And I want to be that type of leader. I think she's created that type of leader in me to push people forward behind the scenes and so that they can be their best self. So,
yes,
my mom.
Yes. Thank you, Super Mom Grace. And of course, Miss Suzanne.
I feel like this is gonna be very similar to everybody has the same inspiration, but I'm gonna say my mom as well, but actually both my parents. My mom really instilled in me to be confident, to be fierce, to be a sense of fire where everything else is cold, and I feel that fire energy, and I'm a Sagittarius, so I feel that she has truly encouraged me to go through this path, and although we always didn't have the best relationship, she has seen a lot
I've
of
seen it.
growing up. And it really takes me back. It's been 10 years since I last won Miss Teen Philippines, and I'm thinking back at like when I was 18 years old. I was like, dang, that was a rough year. That was a rough year of stepping into adulthood and stepping out of your mother's embrace. For your mom to let you go and to finally allow you to be a different person, even though sometimes she may not like the things that you do, right? But she really encouraged me, she really inspired me, and I think we really have that in our hearts, that our moms are always going to be our number one. But I will also give a shout out for one of my other inspirations is my dad. And sorry to get kind of emotional about this, but I didn't know my biological father, and I think Sol has a very similar background in it as well. My mom was a single mom. My dad married her very early 2000s. We came here to America, and when you grow up with an American father or a white dad or anybody that's not Filipino, sometimes you kind of question, am I really Filipino? Am I leading a path where I'm embracing my Filipino-ness, my culture? And I am 100% full, but am I really Filipino, right? But my dad truly was that father figure that I needed. He stepped in and really encouraged me to participate in all of these Filipino events and everything. So that's my other person that
Thank you so much. I'm sure your mom and dad are so happy to hear this. And we only have 4 minutes to go. So just the name, the person, and
yes. Quickly, I would say I don't have anybody like specific, but I think I have a lot of people around me, even Nina, where I like can consider myself inspired and role models and things to look after. And then just honestly a lot of women entrepreneurs and people who are really just not afraid to take that step and be vulnerable and start a business or whatever it is. So I think I model myself after all of them as well.
Thank you. Nina?
I'm a very family oriented, like most of the Filipino culture is, and I'd like to really, for female leaders, shout out my mom and my Lola. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are watching right now. But really my family, like my entire family I grew up with, we were very supportive of one another, between my cousins, between my aunts and uncles. Like we just grew up as one big clan together, and they are really my reason, and my Lola and Lolo's immigrant story to America is really what drives me and motivates me, and I bring it up in like every interview, every possible like college application, job application.
Yes, absolutely.
All the time, because that is really my motivator, and my family just drives me so much. So
love you all. Love you, family of Nina. And
oh my
Sol?
goodness. Well, thank you.
You got only 2 minutes.
2 minutes. That's okay. Shout out, Mom. Shout out to my mother and my stepdad, who I call my dad because he's the one that raised me. He's the one that really helped my mom create, like, put her vision or make her vision come to life. So, and my Lola, of course, but it takes a lot of courage for any person immigrating from the Philippines or from any country to come to the United States. It takes a lot of courage to pioneer a new path.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. I wish your mom could show herself, but thank you so much, Mom.
Thank you, Mom. I love you.
And for me, it's the same. I'm raised by a very strong mom, so everybody knows my story. So it only comes back to this is Women's Month.
Yep.
And we all have something to contribute. So you are young, the next generation of young leaders, and I can't wait for your children to be speaking to you about you as well. So as we end this show, Asia, you come here to promote this Asian
right here.
Asian Festival.
All right, our Arizona Asian Festival is on April 18th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the Desert Diamond Casino in the West Valley. Thank you to the Tohono O'odham Nation for supporting us, and we hope to see you guys there. There's going to be a bunch of vendors. We have Kaleidoscope Kids, K-12 Canvas contest. We also have a new AI digital playground, interactive cultural booths, veterans resources, and free health and wellness checkup. So we hope to see you guys there.
Yay! So, and Nina and Erica, anything you need to promote?
I think just like check out our website if you're interested in any marketing, and then for me personally, if you're ever looking into dance classes, there's a beginner class every Monday. It's the reggaeton.
Connect with us on all platforms. I do freelance content creation for local businesses outside of doing like full marketing and branding. And a quick shout out for AZ Filipinos. I also help run that organization. It's a social Filipino group. We have a Filipino food festival on April 25th. It's a night market at the Arizona Center in downtown Phoenix. And if you didn't know, April is Filipino Food Month. So that is why we decided to hold that festival then. So I hope that we see you guys there.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Thank
Perfect.
you. And Sol, invite them for your upcoming
yes,
pageant.
you guys, I got nominated as Miss Elite Global United States. So I'll be representing USA as a whole, and I'll be going internationally to compete for Miss Elite Global International, and that'll be at the end of August. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I never thought I'd be a beauty pageant, you guys, beauty pageant queen, but I'm very thankful for this.
Yes.
So this is an amazing episode of the next generation of Filipino-American leaders in Arizona and beyond. And I'm so grateful for all of you for coming to the show. I know you are so busy, but through your energy and creativity, there is so much collaboration that can happen from this episode. And I look forward to having you again to continue our conversation and many more topics, and have you as my co-host. This is Ria Luz of Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika, and remember, in Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika, we will always be happy when we work together.
That's
so
right.
let's continue on that, and see you again next time. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Buhay-Buhay sa Amerika. Join us again next time at entremujeresradio.net. Hanggang sa muli, mabuhay!